Okay, hi everyone. My name is Agustin Varela, your Management 3.0 facilitator. Today on the show, we are having Katharina William, our M3O Facilitator Happiness Coach. Hi, Katharina. Thanks for joining today. It's a pleasure to having you on the show.
Hi, Agustin. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Okay. Can you please tell us about your background, your personal experience, and how you ended up as an M3O Facilitator Happiness Coach?
Well, actually, I ended up as a Management 3.0 team member and Facilitator Happiness Coach by chance. My background is coming from a change management consultant. I was working as a senior in-house consultant in one of the biggest German companies, Deutsche Bahn, which is the German railway company. So I was working in change projects there and also facilitating lots of workshops in this time. And well, pretty much coming from a systemic organizational development background. So lots of change, lots of engaging with people, trying to see the system behind all the behaviors of the people. And I was working there for several years, and suddenly I said, well, it is a great company. I love that. I loved my team, but it's not enough freedom for me. I have to have more freedom. I have to see how I can help people and how I can live my own life. So I went out of the company, and after a couple of years of going out of the complete system, traveling, going to other countries, I finally said, well, you know, with all the experiences I have, I want to really help people create a work environment that benefits everybody. Where everybody can engage, where everybody can work in a happy workplace. And so I started my own coaching and consulting company. And I was working as a change and leadership coach for a while. And during that time, I also, of course, went back to all the resources I was working with before. And that was also Management 3.0. So I read the book from Jürgen Appelo before, How to Change the World. I was also researching on the website of Management 3.0 before, and I started doing that again. I applied some of the practices. And at one point I saw the ad on the website. Well, hey guys, we are looking for a new, this time guardian of facilitators. And I read through the description, I said, well, that's my job. That's my job profile. That's what I want to do. And this is the team I want to do it with. And I applied more or less, well, by chance and not really being sure if I would be taken into consideration. And then suddenly I ended up as a team member of Management 3.0, which was a great chance at that time. And well, since then, since March, I'm a happy member of the team and a happy facilitator, happiness coach.
Nice, yeah, thanks. But are you a facilitator yourself of M3O? I mean, did you already facilitate any workshop there in Europe?
No, I'm not a Management 3.0 facilitator. I do know the practices, I do know the content and the workshop, but I never applied to be a facilitator myself, which at this point also gives me quite a good, neutral kind of standing right now, because I'm not in competition with anybody.
Exactly.
I'm there for the success of the facilitators and of the success of everybody, not only myself. So I know the practices, but I'm not practicing as a facilitator.
Yeah. And as you just said, Katharina, yeah, you are impartial, right? I mean, because if not, it will be kind of difficult to be in both, sides of of the table.
Could be. I mean, I would still try to do my best, but of course, even if I am impartial myself, some facilitators could, of course, think or have the impression that I'm not. So for me, this is a good position right now. I know facilitation from other workshops. I am a facilitator for any kind of change interventions of team building activities or leadership workshops. So I know what I'm talking about. It's just not that I'm a licensed Management 3.0 facilitator.
Right. And can you please describe us your main responsibilities of your role?
Yeah. So basically, my main responsibility is to help facilitators succeed in their business or in their Management 3.0 facilitation business, whatever success means for them, because this can be quite different for everybody. So that includes, I'm the first point of contact after the initial onboarding that is done by another team member of ours, Aisha. But whenever facilitators have questions or doubts or whatever, they come to me and I can see if I can answer that myself or if I involve any of my other team colleagues. So that's basically one of the things. And well, probably everybody had some kind of expectations when I joined the team. And it was a couple of days before the lockdown in March. So I was employed, or I was given the job with some kind of expectations, and then a couple of days after it made boom and everything changed. So right now we all are working on bringing the company forward, steering the company through this kind of mess that we are all in worldwide. And so my responsibilities range from being in contact with individual facilitators to working closely with my other team members to help promote the facilitators in their marketing efforts, these kind of things.
Great, thank you. Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. I mean, because I remember that, you contact us, on the Hangouts, newsletter, and really active in Slack, and really, really nice from you. So thank you. We really esteem all of us as facilitators as our main point of contact. But yeah, well, one of the questions I had for today, you already answered, was, I mean, if you appeared after all this COVID thing, or it was before? You said it was before, but I mean, how did that impact, the overall plan? Because I know one of your skills are, to lead and coach and train remotely, right? So maybe it was not that hard for you, right, to adapt.
No. Well, first, I mean, there are my own skills and the skills of like the whole company or the other team members. And we have to say that me, as well as all the other team members, we are absolutely used to work remotely. I did more or less all my business before also remote. I did remote coaching and the consultancy part. And most of my team members do the same. So when COVID hit, it was not a problem for us personally to change our approaches, but to see how can we help facilitators who mostly went to in-person workshops, because our workshop business was in person. How can we help them to go virtual, how to go remote? That was the main problem we all had to face, and it doesn't matter what kind of expectation or responsibilities each person had. We all have to work together as a team to help the facilitators and help the business for them, right? So that was not so hard. The problem was more to suddenly change our business model.
Right. No, but it's interesting because, I mean, in my case, Katharina, and I think I already told you, it's interesting because this COVID thing, in a sense, was positive. I'm always positive, you know, trying to see the bright side. And the point here in LATAM is, since we all speak, you know, the same language, Spanish, and before COVID, my last year, you know, I facilitated 4, you know, workshops here in Lima, Peru. But nowadays, remotely, I have audience and participants from all around, you know, the continent. So in my case, it was, you know, a good approach because now my audience is broader and my costs went down, because before that I needed to rent, a room, you know, pay, you know, for the coffee breaks, for the materials, and now, so it's a win-win, right? I have more audience and the costs were down. So
Exactly.
yeah.
It's, for a lot of people, it is positive, but it all comes down to how well do you adapt to this new normal. There are some, and it doesn't matter if it's our facilitators or in any other company, there are some people who adapt very well, who might have experiences before with remote working, also remote facilitation. But others that have their whole business model turned to in-person workshops, their whole marketing, it is very, very hard for them. And we see, and I think that's also something you also wanted to talk about. I see in Latin America, the online facilitation is really engaging, and it's lots of online workshops happening. You have the clients, right? But on other continents, we see more reluctance from the clients to go into online workshops, particularly Europe, for example, where we had lots of in-person workshops, but the online workshops didn't sell so well. And it's a shame for the great facilitators we have there. But yeah, that's more or less the situation. And
what would be the cost, from your point of view? Because I thought, since Europe is more developed than LATAM, and you have, better internet and better, digital tools, I thought that it will be booming, right? Right now, all the workshops on an online basis, but you're telling, the other way. So, well, did you guys in 3.0 already make an analysis?
Well, we're trying to, of course, because I'm talking with lots of the facilitators also from Europe. And what we see is mainly that the clients don't really want to go online. Many of the clients say, oh, let's wait until the end of the year. We just postpone workshops. And this is one of the reasons. Another one that I see, especially in countries like Germany, is that if you do workshops for companies, you would have to respect their security rules. So a lot of the platforms that we are using to make engaging online workshops do not work on those company laptops. Like, for example, we use Miro a lot, which is a nice virtual whiteboard. This is just not working in lots of the big companies. So those people, they have also other restrictions, like their IT security department is saying, oh yeah, nice, you want to do workshops, but please just, I don't know, use Skype that we already, or WebEx, something that we already use, and don't go into this whole other tool thing that is not secure.
Yeah, they don't have breakout rooms, right?
Yeah, for example. Yeah, and so that's also one of the reasons. I think there are a lot of reasons, and maybe it's a cultural thing also, that lots of people they don't go into public online workshops and pay a price for that. I mean, they take a lot of the free stuff, like free workshops, free webinars or something. But if they have to pay a price for that, that's quite hard, it seems, at least in Europe. Yeah.
Okay.
And of course we make further analysis, because personally, I don't believe that it's going back to what it was before.
And yeah, so speaking about LATAM, versus Europe on M3O, and why did you think? I mean, the LATAM region has so many facilitators. I think it's the region that has, the most part of the M3O facilitator. Is that correct?
Yes, if you take it all together, yeah. But of course, I mean, LATAM is also bigger than Europe. we have to say that as well. But yeah, it's our most active region, and I highly appreciate that. And we were talking before, like, also what are the differences between South and North America, because you have the whole the complete difference. And I was thinking about this question because we are asking this question as well, of course, and maybe we can also brainstorm a little bit together, because I would love to have your opinion about that. We have some guesses, but let's just see. I mean, for me, one of the things is like this whole colorful, fun gaming approach that Management 3.0 has in like the appearance. It just appeals more to the Latin American countries and the culture. That's one of my guesses, even though I'm no expert in the culture. So please jump in there. I have that impression because when I talked to one of the North American facilitators, for example, he told me, the people like the ideas, but as soon as I come with, let's play this game together, the change management game or moving motivators or whatever, people are just like, why games? What are you thinking? We are not playing games here. This is serious. So this could be just like single voices, of course, but still maybe that's just not as appealing. And then of course you also have to see if you have already a lot of facilitators, because new facilitators come when they do their foundation workshop, and afterwards they can apply as facilitators. So if there is already a lot of workshops, of course there will be more facilitators. A couple of dozen North American facilitators have it a little bit more hard. If they do a workshop, then I don't know, maybe one new facilitator comes out. If the Latin American facilitators doing 40 workshops in a month, then of course we have more facilitators afterwards. So it's exponential a little bit. So this is also one of my guesses. And the third one is the original books from Jürgen Appelo. They are not from the US. And so they have it harder to be successful in the US. That's another guess that we would have. It's not made there. So maybe the Latin American participants are a little bit more open to stuff that doesn't come from their country. Could be another one of our guesses. But I would love to hear your guesses as well. So what you say to my guesses, and what would you want to add?
Oh yeah, it's interesting. Actually the slides are lovely. All the pictures. I mean, do you guys have a cartoonist or some who made all that stuff? It's beautiful.
Well, yeah, we have Chad. Chad is actually North American, He's Canadian. And he's one of our oldest team members, not oldest in his age, but in the duration of him being a team member. And he does all our illustrations. So I'm very happy about that. When I do something, I don't have to do illustrations. He makes it all nicely. He has great ideas. And so he looks also that the style for a brand stays the same, like we have the management 3.0 brand, and it should be like the whole same colors, same colorful language and stuff. And he guides over that.
I think, yeah, one reason might be, that it's really charming and engaging, right? That not only the colorfulness of the slides and also of the games, but the gamification community here in LATAM is growing day after day. Not only right because of M3O, but Lego Series Play. There are a lot of trainers now using different liberating structures. A lot of things are happening here to break some paradigms. But yeah, I worked for the US some time ago, and I know their mindset is, although the agile movement started there, but they are more, maybe it's my point of view, hands-on, right? And maybe they would say, as you just mentioned, no, we are not here to play cards, or right? And maybe the feelings or the culture that they don't maybe dig in much on that. But here, another thing, Katharina, and this is my point of view, and I already made some articles, and also I'm writing a book on this. That here in LATAM, since it's the community here, and every country has its own culture and restrictions and burdens, and it's also very hierarchical, socially. I think Management 3.0 came in the right moment, in the right time, in the right place, because it's the tool, I think, to start working with the managers and that second line that you guys always tell, that most of the agile transformations are failing because of resistance, right? Because of the managers. And actually, I not only facilitate workshops, but also I'm a consultant, and I guide a lot of companies here in LATAM, and with these managers, and yeah, try mostly to focus on delegation and empowerment of their teams, because here it's the authority and the lack of proactiveness of their teams, because they're always waiting for the boss to tell them what to do. So maybe in the US is more lean, and everyone is really proactive, and I don't know, that's my thought. But what do you think about that?
Well, and it's actually funny that, like, in countries where you have strong hierarchy and people who are waiting for the boss, that our ideas are growing so much.
Yeah.
It's perfect, because in my opinion, that's what's needed. But maybe people are just waiting for this freedom, and suddenly with the tools, because they are simple in the outside. In the first place, they are simple tools. You can finally, like a little bit gamification, do that. You can speak your mind, and you can take part and engage in creating new things and new products and new work environments. So it's funny that it comes together like that. But what I also wanted to say is that even though our tools seem so simple, the ideas that are behind that, they're strong, and they're much more than just the games. So I cannot really say why it's that different in North America, but I would truly hope to see a bigger rising in that, because it brings people together and it creates discussions and engaging debates. And I think that's needed in almost all countries.
And what about, I mean, other continents, Africa, Asia?
Mm-hmm. Well, we do have a lot of people also in Asia, mainly in India, and some in Bangladesh as well, Singapore. They are quite active, and it's growing. It's growing there. We have actually we have a German facilitator who's in Japan and lives there, and he created a very very lively Management 3.0 community there as well. So I'm really hopeful for that. And for me, Africa would be very interesting. I mean, there are very different parts in Africa, like Northern Africa, you cannot compare to Central or South Africa. But yeah, that would be a great new market as well, like from idealism and from the tools that are there. So we keep on growing. Hope maybe not so much this year, but I hopefully soon again. And well, going online, of course, does help also.
Yeah. No, now that you mentioned India, well, while I was in Uruguay, you know, some years back, I was a consultant for an Indian company, and what I learned, and I made really good friends, Indian friends, but I saw that India, in a sense, culturally, is similar to Latin America, that it's really hierarchical because of the castes, right? And maybe Management 3.0 gives you this, you know, tool set in order to start, you know, breaking all those structures, paradigms, and try to, yeah, you know, move from a pyramid to a living organism. So maybe India is going on that direction as well, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, it's mindset and Management 3.0, and I think you have to be open to that already a bit, at least, to be convinced by those ideas. But basically, for me, Management 3.0 is not only about organizations or about companies. It is about society as well, and how we see each other and how we treat each other, and how we include everybody. So for me, it would be a dream come true if different countries that are maybe more hierarchical right now would adapt those kind of practices and adapt this mindset that is behind it. That is the most important thing. So, yeah, I mean, we are saying that we are on a mission to redefine management and leadership. So it is a mission. It definitely is a mission and a revolution in thinking.
Okay, yeah, thank you. And well, just, you know, in the end, because we started and yeah, the time went off. Just in the end, a small question. I mean, how do you guys, I mean, N3.0 core team collaborate each other? You already told remotely, but I mean, what are your you know, main events, or do you have some you know, ceremonies, right, that you guys do? And another is Jürgen Appelo still connected to you guys, or did he delegated completely on the team?
Yeah. So maybe, because that's quite quick, we still value the foundation that Jürgen Appelo and also his books brought to Management 3.0. I mean, he's the founder, and all the initial content comes from him. So of course, this is still connected, but he's not connected to the team in the day-to-day activities anymore. He's one of now many co-owners, and in this case, of course, still knows about what we are doing, but he's someone who starts new projects, and right now he's very involved with new projects, so he's not really in the company anymore. For us as a team, we are 9 team members, and we are distributed on 4 different continents, so very different time zones. And actually, we do try to have 2 retreats per year where we see each other personally. But right now, of course, they were all canceled. So what we do, we mostly communicate asynchronously through Slack. That's our main tool that we are used. We don't have any hierarchies, so everybody is deciding more or less. We have a delegation board, of course, and have our different delegation levels that we are working with. So, and it works quite well. I mean, it's a small company, so you have to have other kind of systems and rituals than a big corporation, but still it works. And so we have regular team meetings each week, which are recorded for those who cannot participate, and everybody takes the responsibility of regularly taking part and watching recordings if you cannot participate. So we have also, of course, fun stuff, because we think that fun is an integral part of work. And so we have our Slack channels and WhatsApp group, which is more about some fun stuff and what did you do. We have a mood channel. I think that's a very nice practice for teams, by the way, where everybody is putting their mood in the morning in a either with a GIF or with a emoticon. And we see and we ask if somebody has a strange emoticon or a sad one. We ask, and we're trying to get personally involved with each other. And for me, it's the perfect team environment, more or less, because everybody values freedom. We all have freedom, but still we are connected to each other, at least virtually. And we have our little rituals, and it's really nice, and also very quick in most ways. Very quick working environment. So sometimes things are more complicated if there are technical stuff, but we all try to help each other very quickly and collaborate with each other very quickly. So for example, the forward webinars that we just did, it was a huge team of effort, actually. Like everybody was joining, like Chad, our illustrator, he made all the illustrations. And I came to him and said, "Oh, I forgot something. I need something for tomorrow, please." And he just did that. I mean, that's the way that we are working. And Nadine did a huge part on the marketing. So everybody was contributing to big projects like that. So yeah, even though I think for me it's more collaboration than in a local team.
Mm-hmm. Congratulations. Sadly I couldn't join. Forward, the seminars, but I was told it was a huge success. So thanks for that.
But you can still join. You can still join our Forward virtual, because that was just an appetizer. We have because we have to go remotely. We did our first conference, which we planned in Berlin actually in November, but we postponed it to June next year, and we made Forward virtual, and where we have lots of different interactive sessions, breakouts and everything, and lots about new trends and insights in leadership. So you still have the chance.
Okay, yeah, sure.
To participate in that.
There. And just in the end, before we close the show, Katharina, I mean, what can you tell us? I mean, for the N3O community, mostly here in LATAM, I mean, what can we expect for the remaining of this year and next year? I mean, what is coming from you guys?
Well, basically, what I just said, we even before COVID, we were thinking about diversifying revenue streams and having different offers. So, and COVID told us, that's urgently needed. And one of the ideas was to go into a leadership conference, to connect the people to each other more over single workshops. And so yeah, that's what we did. We have Sarah who's doing the conferences, and even though it cannot be in person this year, we do forward virtual. And this will be all about like new leadership trends and happiness at work, and where people can meet each other, like on a real conference. It's not a webinar thing also. Like you can really meet each other, even though you are in South America and I'm off the coast of Africa, or the people in Europe or Asia. It will be, I think for me, that's a huge step. Actually, that's a positive thing about COVID, that we bring everybody together and have the chance to learn from each other, even though maybe you're not going into a workshop right now. And yeah, so that's the main big thing that is coming, to go more into bringing people together with the ideas of Management 3.0. And I guess, we will focus also more on remote offerings. I think we have to look or to address more ways of working virtually, because there's no way we are going back to the normal we had before COVID.
Okay, great. So really good news. Okay.
I hope so.
Yeah. Well, Katharina, it was a great pleasure to have you here on the show. So, well, we stay tuned for all this news. And thanks for guiding us, or for all, in name of all the, facilitators, not only here in LATAM, but around the world. They're doing a great job. So please keep on guiding us and leading us to our next level. So really appreciate your presence here.
Thank you for having me, and for this nice talk. And I'm always excited to hear more from each facilitators, and also from everybody who's interested in Management 3.0.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.